You're listening to a Bored to Death Herocast, talking superhero anime and other hero fare in easily digestible chunks. Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, and other assorted gender assignations. Welcome back to the Bored to Death Herocast. I am Jay, being joined by...
We got a name, Zeke!
Yep, and we have... Road.
Are we still trying to eat all the food yet?
You've been eating your food steadily. Okay?
Mine's been gone. I don't know what you're talking about trying to.
Zeke's food does not tend to last more than 5 minutes.
I'm not talking about the black hole.
We are back to continue watching Titans Season 3 on HBO Max. Chris won't be joining us. He got run over at work. Not quite literally, but he's probably sure feels like it.
Bust him.
Yeah. He may or may not join us later, but for now it's just the three of us. When we last left off with Titans after episode 3, Red Hood is loose in Gotham. And it's Jason Todd. No big surprise to anybody who actually follows DC Comics at all. But also, Joker is dead. Bruce Wayne / Batman has left Gotham. Red Hood is basically on a rampage, and he's trying to fuck the Titans over at every turn.
I love the fact, and I'm bringing back from the last episode when we recorded, I love the fact that the newcomer, the guy who knows very little compared to me...
I know little about this particular series, but yeah.
Roads and the Relic of Knowledge, sat there, and after episode 3 went, Jason Todd's a dick.
Yeah.
Yes,
asshole.
He found the secret very quickly.
Yeah. Asshole. And so the real big shocker at the end of episode 3 was Hawk's dead.
Oh, God.
He got blown the fuck up.
Now you're bringing Rhodes' nightmare back up. I love
No, not gonna do it.
Well, there is that one comic logic, and maybe it might show up here. And he ain't dead until you see a gravesite.
Even if you see a gravesite, that don't necessarily mean dead.
There you go.
Because this is comic books we're
We
talking
got
about.
Raven. Raven, come back. Raven, we need you.
She's busy trying to res Donna Troy.
Oh, I'm waiting for the fact of Raven, we need you. Why are you dressed in all white?
Did you join the KKK when we weren't looking?
Oh, God. If they do the White Raven, oh, you are in for a treat.
But yeah, we don't quite know what Jason's end game is with all of this, apart from just fuck the Titans over. Because we also got introduced to Barbara Gordon, who is commissioner of Gotham PD, in a wheelchair, minus a leg. We don't know, and her father is dead. And speaking of other Batman characters are dead, Alfred's dead.
How dare you take Alfred? Alfred is the glue
Alfred?
that keeps sanity.
That's the whole reason why he's dead. Look what happened to Bruce.
Oh, yeah, that's kind of true. And Robin. I mean, Dick, Jesus.
Which Robin?
Well,
all of them so far.
Yeah.
You have seen some episodes of season 1.
Zeke and I have been watching, have started watching season 1 of Titans.
Dick is a little unstable.
Just a little, not quite to the point of Jason, but then again, Jason, I think there's a combination of too much time with Bruce Wayne, because too much time with this Bruce Wayne is corrosive to the soul, and there's whatever the fuck he dosed himself with right before he went out and got his head nearly bashed.
Well, Jason Todd was never
Joker.
really stable to begin with.
True.
He should never have been a Robin.
Well, let's back it up. Do you know how Batman first met Jason Todd?
Not in this continuity.
Well, in any
In
continuity.
all the continuities, it's still the same way,
Okay.
and it's hilarious.
I'm not that familiar.
He was caught stealing the tires off the Batmobile.
Yes.
That's a bold strategy, Cotton. We'll have to see how this plays out. Well, wait, we did see how we did see how this plays out.
We see how that goes. Every continuity, he's stealing. He's caught literally right there with the wheel in his hands, Batman just staring at him.
I think he had all 4 tires off. There's the 4th tire. He was
on the 4th tire, and when Batman walks up, and he had literally had it on cinder blocks.
And it's a Batmobile. That's not really stealthy on the fact that who owns this.
Now, I'm surprised, given that this is Batman we're talking about, that he didn't have some like taser built into the frickin' hubcaps. So if somebody did try to steal it,
I mean, he's Batman. You're at the mindset of who the fuck is gonna be stupid enough to steal the tires from Batman?
It depends on what universe you're talking about. Because remember, Michael Keaton had a nice lockdown mode.
and Arkham City game, or Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, those games, that Batmobile had tasers basically built into it. So when you're driving along and you suddenly run over one of the criminals that's running out into the street, oh no, they're not dead. They just get shocked and sent flying into a building, in the side of a building.
Yeah,
but they're still alive. They're not injured. They're just shocked.
But that was a Bat Tank.
Well,
Yeah, Batmobile.
Even in the Dark Knight Returns, the Batmobile tank,
No, cause
it shot rubber bullets.
no, I'm talking about in Arkham in the games. That was actually
Yeah.
no, that was taken in the Dark Knight. That's why that shot. I forgot about that. The cannon
It shot rubber bullets, unlike Michael Keaton's Batman's Batmobile, which shot actual bullets.
And Ben Affleck's.
Yep, the Batflex thing also shot bullets.
But I think the Michael Keaton Batman was there wasn't miniguns. It was somebody.
Gallons.
Gallons.
Yeah,
But
they were
still,
made.
it was just
Because he shot that hole in the door so he could drive through it. Mythbusters prove that's not how it works.
right. But at the same time, that was just the coolest scene on
Yeah,
Earth.
that's true.
And then
Rule of cool.
and then
I'll allow it.
And then of course, Batman does not kill. Well, he did drop all 4 of those globe detonators, and they blew that whole plant to pieces.
There's also
And
the fact
drives out all cool.
he did kind of drop people off building tops and.
But they're still alive. Yeah. See, Batman doesn't kill, but you'd be surprised what you can live through.
No, Batman doesn't kill. Gravity does.
There you go. Isaac Newton is the deadliest son of a bitch.
Isaac Newton is my secret Robin.
No, you remember that? Did you ever play Mass Effect 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember that drill sergeant on the Citadel. That's why Isaac Newton is the deadliest son of a bitch in space. Also in this season, we were introduced to Dr. Crane, who is Gotham PD's resident boxed criminal that they consult whenever they run into something they can't quite explain.
Yeah, because why not have a crazy figure out who the crazies are that are plaguing you?
Which I should have brought this up in the last episode we did. But you think when Bruce Wayne goes, let's talk to this crazy guy as a reference, you might have gone, hold up, I think you're going a little too crazy now.
Well, I mean...
You get the impression that Batman was sort of on the outs with Gotham PD even before he disappeared.
Yeah,
This Bruce Wayne...
This Bruce Wayne was not...
He was a monster, okay?
Yeah.
Hashtag not my Bruce Wayne.
Not my
Hashtag not my bat.
Not my bat.
Not my bad.
Just like when we were watching Falcon and Winter Soldier, hashtag not my cat.
We just gotta make it rhyme each time. Hashtag not my cat.
Yeah.
Hashtag not my bat.
Yeah, there you go.
They're about the same.
We'll figure something out next time something like that comes along. But
Oh God, I wish I had
Dr.
a
Crane,
feeling
and
that.
Dr. Crane, I think we touched on this last time, but he knows what the fuck is going on. And he is deliberately playing coy and stringing Gotham PD and the Titans along.
Yeah, why should he really want to help them when he's getting what he wants anyway?
Yeah.
I
get to fuck with you.
I'm glad I
And
get
I
to.
don't have to lift a gun to do it.
I'm glad I get to. I watched the first 3 episodes because they started showing the trailer, and I'm like, oh, they're spoiling too much. Tough. Trailer spoiled too much.
Yeah. But yeah, so there's just like, Hawk's dead. That basically opens the door. It's just like, don't get attached to any of your heroes, because Jason's gonna just straight up fucking kill him.
I like the internet theory that the reason why Jason's doing what he's doing is because he's cutting the attachments off of what he will bring him back, kind of.
Yeah.
Because he kind of has a fucked up relationship with Hawk. Because, big brother, little brother, kind of bully big brother a little bit.
But he's also cutting any sort of alliances that the Titans could possibly make. Batman's gone. And he's poisoned their relationship with the Gotham PD by deliberately luring the Titans in for the bank hostage situation, which was literally just a trap, so that the Titans would move in, convince Gotham PD to let them handle this, and then the building blows up. The bad guys get away with the money. The Titans are made to look like idiots, and Gotham PD are made to look like bigger idiots for even bothering to work with them. And then when Jason tells them, I will deactivate the bomb if you rob this armored truck and steal these gold bars for me.
God.
And Hawk is like, don't fucking do it. And Dick's like, I'm not saying I'm not gonna do it. I'm just saying it's on the table, but we're not going for it. And Dove is just like, so
saving my buddy.
Yep. And then he basically pulls a Joker on them.
That is true Joker style.
Exactly.
Oh,
with the whole, it's like the detonator.
That was actually the detonator. Oops. And like just the final scene,
moment as Connor is running in there,
Connor's face as he comes right there into the room as he's blowing up, and it's just like, no.
That's why I was like, while we were watching, when they had it down to like 2% with like 15 minutes left on the timer, no word from anybody else on the team that we're close to getting the deactivator. Take the fucking risk. I would have taken that risk, because what is the alternative at that point? Because you have no idea if Dick's about to get the deactivator or not.
It's still the saddest moment of them all.
It is very sad.
The saddest moment of them all was seeing Crypto come slowly walking out of the room,
covered in soot,
and just whining.
See,
it's like he was looking at Connor's like, Dad, why weren't you faster?
Ooh. Ooh. Jay with the insult on that. Oh.
I'm just saying. I'm
too soon, man.
I'm not blaming Connor for his speed, but let's face it. If Chris were here, he probably would have found that.
Oh yeah, he would have found that. But he's the one that goes. Hilarious. What was it? What was this joke about DC going to Marvel?
Well, that was just a dumb, stupid joke that he kept coming back to every time Hawk or Dove was like, I'm going to go back to DC. And he's just like, I didn't know we were in Marvel or something like that. It's like...
Oh, my God. I don't know. The problem is I don't remember any other major death scenes in Titans besides one.
Titans have lost so many Titans have died.
He's talking about the show.
In this.
I think it's only been one other person we lost.
Everybody's on the table.
Well, no, two. We lost two.
We've lost
Donna and Aquaman.
Well, based on what they've said, because you don't actually see it, Aqualad's gone. Jericho is semi-gone. He's pretty much trapped inside.
His physical body's gone.
Yeah, his physical body's shot. Donna is gone. Raven is.
Well, she's not dead.
Gonna bring her back.
She's not dead though. Raven's not dead.
Well, Raven's not dead, but she's with Donna trying to bring her back. I believe she will do it, and we are probably going to be blessed with White Raven. Brace yourselves, people. I'm serious, man.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the holy shit, what's that?
You are not ready for White Raven. This is just a little bit over the top.
All I gotta say, if they bring White Raven, they have to bring Beast Boy's balding hair.
If we get White Raven, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to move in for the week because we're gonna watch every single episode. Because you're in for an experience.
Like I said, they gotta bring Beast Boy's balding hair in if they bring white hair.
Oh,
White Raven. You remember that?
Yeah.
I've gone bald?
What's wrong with going bald?
When you have a luscious green hair, everything.
Yeah, except that hair is gonna go if he's dyeing it green all the time. I know that Gar is not actually dyeing it green, but the more often you mess around with your hair color, the faster you're gonna lose it.
Now,
Trying to say I'm gonna go bald?
What do you think happened to me?
It
happened to my cousin.
I'm wondering how many more other Titans are going to appear to fill up the ranks. Because we got some heavy names out there. I mean, we still haven't had B show up yet.
Are you? I don't know if they ever bring Cyborg in.
Oh God!
Because Cyborg is part of.
Cyborg is a original Titan.
Yeah, but they broke that.
But they
broke
decided to elevate him to Justice League only because they needed that. They needed a actual technical character, but
there's also the fact supposedly they brought him over because his voice actor died, original voice actor, and they wanted to pay tribute to him.
Well, that was the main thing. It was supposed to be a one-shot thing, but they just kept going with it. But at the same time,
because you bring,
I'm one of those people. I do not see Cyborg as Justice League. He is always Titans.
Because you bring B in, you gotta bring Cyborg in.
B has to come in. Shit. We need Arsenal. Fuck this. If we got Red Hood, I want fucking Arsenal. Yes.
But the problem is
bring in Arsenal.
They have to bring in Speedy first.
I don't care.
Do you think
we can do Speed? We can do the whole. As a matter of fact, that could be season 4. Speedy's whole line as he progresses from Speedy straight to fucking Arsenal.
Or, better yet, they just skip the Speedy arc.
Yeah, just bring in Arsenal. Literally, Arsenal is basically the answer to Red Hood. And he is...
I don't know about that.
Well, think about it. Red Hood is the anti-hero who does not stop at anything to get the job done. Arsenal is the hero who should fucking be an anti-hero, but God, they keep pushing him as a hero only because of Cheyenne. We miss you, baby girl. We miss you so much.
But I don't think he'd be able to take... Okay,
no. It's been like 3 times straight. These two have run into each other, and literally it ends with both of them face down in their own blood, too fucking weak to take out each other.
I'll go with Ty. I just don't think he's going to be able to take out Red Hood because of the training that Bruce Wayne gave him. But at the same time, Green Arrow has some training as well.
Oh, exactly. And literally both of them have 0 quit. So it's just literally, again, both of them face down in their own blood, too tired to get up to beat each other. We need Arsenal.
The only thing I have to say that, and this is a little spoiler territory, I do apologize. Remember, Arsenal got the tech from LexCorp for his arm.
True.
So
we got Superboy.
We got Superboy who has the genes of Lex Luthor, and then you got him who have the tech. That'd be kind of interesting right there.
I still love to see it. But just the thing about it is they have to leave out Ryan. You miss your baby girl. You'll understand if you ever go and look through Speedy Arsenal's total life, you will get to the sadness that is Cheyenne.
Okay.
And
does it beat the sadness of Hawk?
Yes. Oh God, yes.
His eyes just lit up.
You don't know what happened.
You gotta keep in mind, my knowledge is more cartoon, less comic.
Okay, basically...
Tell me after
yes.
this.
So we're already getting later than we expected tonight. and we still got to do the binge, and then our follow up.
Well, it's also our intro is kind of getting a little bit long.
Yeah,
we're
already like 20 minutes in, so let's go ahead.
Let's do this.
Let's do this. So 2 episodes, episodes 4 and 5. We don't have it currently queued up, so I can't read any particular intro things for the episode blurbs. But Zeke's pulling that up right now. HBO Max should load up pretty quickly.
Just avoid YouTube at all costs.
Yes,
because God, YouTube, why?
YouTube is very evil with spoilers.
I don't want to click on.
And we're not even going to touch on YouTube comments.
Well, I'm supposed to.
Oh God!
I'm just grateful that our videos are still low key enough that we're not getting commentary on most of them. So episode 4 is titled Blackfire.
Oh, screw you, episode 5!
And episode 5 is titled Lazarus. I think we can probably guess what that's going to be about.
Oh, we're going to go back to his original story? I was hoping they kind of tweak it a little bit.
I have a different theory about what was in that aerosol canister that Jason huffed down. What if it was aerosolized Lazarus pit?
Wouldn't make sense.
It's comic books. It doesn't have to make sense.
Comic logic.
No. I'm looking at each and every title, and I'm like, each one is a person. There is a person named Lazarus in the Batman mythos and Titans, and I'm wondering, is this actually Lazarus?
Or is it referring to a Lazarus?
Or is it referring to the pit?
Well,
if they're referring to Lazarus,
you have a point.
Hold on.
Okay.
We might have some fun in episode 5.
Once he starts getting going, we let him roll his thing out, then we cut him out.
Yeah. Are you going to keep it rolling, or are we going to come back and
talk
about this later?
I'm very interested to see which
He's
are
like
they
a
talking
druggie.
about a Lazarus.
So give him his fix, and then he's like, okay, I'm done with my fix.
Okay. So we're going to start with episode 4, Blackfire, which is another thing we should probably address. Was something of a storyline through the first 3 episodes. Corey's having some weird ass hallucinations / flashback.
Yeah, I think she's starting to slowly remember her roots. And
There was a scene after one of her episodes where she's suddenly walking through Wayne Manor talking in Tamaranian or whatever. And when she gets interrupted, she spins around and tries to almost incinerates them, except Connor's right there and just super breaths it, and then she snaps out of it. But Blackfire, oh shit!
Yeah.
Okay, you say that, but I have to ask. After he's holding his bus, do you even know who Blackfire is?
Yes.
Okay.
It's Starfire's sister.
Yeah.
I am aware of who Blackfire is. I may not be as well versed about everything, but I know shit.
Yeah. The reason why everyone's like, ooh, Blackfire, ooh, is what Blackfire did. So, literally, Blackfire is the entire reason Corey is on Earth. Because in the comic book, oh wow, let's see, she sold Corey into slavery.
That would do it.
When Corey tried to come back, she made sure she went right back into slavery again. Then she had her declared enemy of the state so that everyone would hunt her down to kill her. When that didn't work, she was just like, you know what, you're really pissing me off. And she started losing it and started trying to hunt her down herself to kill her.
I think in the Teen Titans cartoon, was she killing her own people?
Yeah.
And they go stay off the planet?
Yeah.
Every time she came back, the longer she stayed on the planet, the more people died.
Yeah. She Blackfire is, so Corey is like the very nice, feel good, wholesome type. Blackfire is everything not.
Blackfire's like, nah, you're gonna die.
Yeah, you gotta die. I hate you.
Which, given what I've seen of Corey in season 1, I'm just like, you're being like wholesome and sweet and soft. I'm like, really?
Yeah, that's wholesome. This is wholesome Corey.
Which should tell you all you need to know about Blackfire. Everybody thinks that I'm. Everybody thinks that.
No. I mean, in the comic book terms, no one likes Blackfire. Everyone's actually kind of scared when she comes around because She's just
Magic
like one of
Cerberus.
those people who's like, you know what? I'm not going to talk.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to care. I'm going to melt your kneecaps off. And while you're laying there screaming, I'm going to stand over top of you and just shoot little pinpoints of lasers down your throat.
Freaking laser beams, man.
Yep.
What she actually did to someone, which was just the nastiest thing I could think of.
There are some pretty gruesome ways that.
Really, the nastiest thing you can think of? What about the slow-mo death in Dread?
Nah, that was just pure awesome, though.
Which
I'm sorry,
which solo
Fred.
death? You mean when Mama got thrown
Yeah,
off the
when
top?
you off the
Where
top.
she took the actors who was selling the stuff
Yeah,
and
when she
slow-mo'd
finally,
them, skinned
when
them
she-
alive. And
Oh, that one, yeah.
Oh, that one. Oh, yeah. That. Well, they
That-
sped that up when they hit the ground. I'm talking about when Mama was actually coming to the ground,
And you can see her
just
face
see her
literally
face
just. That was a great movie.
God, damn it! Now I'm gonna end up watching it tonight.
Yeah, me too.
So who's anything about sleep tonight, guys?
I have to sleep.
Oh yeah, you got. Well,
I got stuff in the morning.
You got the important saving the world aspect tomorrow.
I'm gonna be playing Aliens Fire Team, so you know.
He's going to be
whatever.
saving the world for Wayland Yutani.
Fuck Whalen Utani. They're the bad guys.
True.
Oh,
Humans,
no.
humans are the real monsters.
Yeah, we really are. Oh God, if you actually pay attention to the storyline, God, we are.
In what, in the game?
Yeah, they do not pull any, but they let you know the whole storyline. And Whalen Utani is a bunch of pure shit.
Well, yes. We've known this since
And then-
the first movie.
And then there's Hyperdine, who has been fate. You would have to be really deep into aliens to know who Hyperdine is. They are anti Whalen Utani, and they have just as much shit on them.
Okay. Well,
I think
we're getting distracted.
I
Let's.
think the binge chair is a little too stiff.
What the hell?
We'll
Is that
we'll
a
touch.
pancake?
That's what happens with 330 pounds lays on this thing a lot for every binge we watch. Every binge we watch.
Dear God.
Anyway, yeah, Zeke's got to refloof his poof.
Reflute.
I don't think it. I think it's been molded.
Yep. I
Don't
think
worry,
so.
just fall into it, man. Fall into it. There you go.
I cannot wait.
There's
to
the
go,
floof.
I cannot wait to go back and listen to this and hear that sound effect. Anyway, Titan season 3,
Go.
episodes 4 and 5.
Go Teen Titans, go!
Go Titans, and we'll be back after the binge.
Hello, and thanks for listening. While we're binging, please give us a like and subscribe. If you want to reach out, do it via our social media on Facebook or Twitter at BTD_Bingecast. The Bored to Death Clan is part of the CKCC Radio family, including J Bunny's Music Hub, the Race Nerd Podcast, Real Paranormal Talk, Ranking Tracks, Motivational Moves, The A Show, Park Hopper 101, and The Nerd Table. Please consider supporting CKCC Radio on Patreon so we can continue to bring you podcast content. And now, the binge is done, so let's get to the discussion.
And we're back. Okay, it was a good couple of episodes here.
All I gotta say, it's good that we're not watching Star Wars. We have redemption arcs.
Oh, I don't know if this is necessarily redemption stuff that we're getting.
No.
It's
Oh, God,
almost
no.
like for Red Hood, what Bucky was going through in Falcon and Winter Soldier with the list of people that he was trying to make amends with.
Only it's a different sort of list.
Yeah.
And he's not so much trying to
It's
make
a hit
amends
list.
with. Yeah.
And there was only one person that he
He's
wasn't
got a little list. He's got a little list.
There was only one person.
Richard Road is probably the only one who's going to get the reference.
I heard Lil Lisp.
There was probably only one character that he was trying to make actual amends with.
But first episode, Blackfire, sort of. Well, Dove sort of steps back out of the narrative for a bit to deal with Hawk's death. She hops on a plane to Paris.
Goes home.
Yep.
Going back home. This time without Hank.
All I gotta say, you live in Paris, why the hell did you come to Washington, D.C.?
Yeah. Connor is not dealing with his failure to get there in time to deactivate the bomb very well. When we see him, he's trying to still wash the soot and ash off.
That's
of
the
his
one thing
body.
we never really thought about or talked about. How messed up is Connor, a person who was just recently born through a test tube? Like, he's still a child. And he just saw a man go, pop!
Yeah.
True. Very true.
Very, very true.
And he's now, it's like when that killer accidentally kills someone and he's trying to wash the blood off their hands.
Yeah.
I was thinking of the bathroom scene in It, Chapter 1.
Yeah.
Don't you see all the blood? What blood?
Yeah. And Gar is trying to just talk him out of his where he is, and well, things don't go very well in that. Because Connor is blaming himself for it, and he's like, "Go ahead and say it. I'm not Superman," and which is just sort of, yeah, you're not, but nobody's saying that you have to be.
Like, be your own man.
Yeah. And, well, some bad things get said, and Gar gets pissed, and it's just sort of like, you're right, you're not Superman.
Well, giving him the bird times 2.
And, yeah, it doesn't go very well. And then Dove, before she gets on the plane, walks in, and she's like, it's not your fault, it's mine.
I'm the one who pulled the trigger.
Yeah.
I'm the one who fired from the grassy knoll.
Yep. Oh, that's right, Chris. You weren't down here when I made my horrible joke before we binged.
Oh, please.
It was about Crypto coming out and just whining, covered in soot.
Wait, we're talking about when Hank exploded. Right?
Yeah.
Well, do you remember what I said?
What?
I said, well, he was asking for hot dogs.
Oh, well, no. My joke was like with the whining when he sort of looked up at Connor. My thing was like, Daddy, why weren't you faster?
I did not need to see that.
Yeah. But Connor, leaves, or when we come back to Gar, he's just made a pizza in Bruce's brick-top oven.
Because he just happens to have a brick-top oven.
Hey,
Why
you
not?
never know
I mean,
what's
Wayne
gonna
Manor is old. That's probably like the original oven that was in
You
the
gotta
place.
remember, Alfred
My dad had
was
this-
the chef there.
Yeah.
Alfred probably went, I want a nice oven.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure that Bruce's dad had it installed.
Or his granddad. Wayne Manor is old.
Yeah, but who knows how much of it is still original.
True. But then, as he's preparing to cut up the pizza, Corey walks in. And she's in another one of those trances. She tries to kill him by hucking fireballs at him. And when she comes out of it, she's just like, she tries to apologize over it, and he's just like, "Stay away from me!"
Bat demon.
Bad woman.
Well,
is
he
bad.
then she apologizes to him, says she had another one of those like visions, and she had blacked out, and he then shows her what is essentially a sensory deprivation tank. They called it like an isolation chamber sort of thing.
What we call it is a sunbathing chamber.
Yep, it was very much a suntan.
It's a
bed.
tanning booth.
A tanning booth. That's tanning bed. That's what I was looking for. And so she goes in there, and okay, it's very much clearly just a tanning bed, and they didn't even bother to try to like black out the interior like you would expect to have in a sensory deprivation tank. But she's sitting there, her eyes closed, going into like rapid eye movement. She has a flashback to herself and her sister being wheeled into some room, and her sister screams at her, she screams, and then she suddenly wakes up in a car in the middle of a field. And for a moment I'm like, is this like her having some sort of dream, or is this real?
You're like,
No, it was real.
You was in there like,
I was convinced it was probably a dream, but nope, that was real.
Nah.
She gets out of the car, and then she finds out that Gar was in the trunk, and he's like, "You came out of the isolation chamber
This
when
is
I
the
tried to
last time
stop
I
you.
help you.
Yeah. When I tried to stop you, you punched me in the face. And, well, they find a hatch hidden there in the middle of this field. Because underground facilities are always a good sign.
Depending on who owns it.
Yeah, I mean, if this were the island and Lost, it'd be like, nope, you should
Oh,
probably
no.
leave. Well, if you're on the island and Lost, you're basically fucked already.
I'm going to confess, I never really watched Lost.
I think a lot of people never really watched it.
I just heard the ending was horrible.
Because by the last season, everyone had sort of realized they don't really know what they're doing, in spite of what they said. They're literally making this up as they go along.
Mm-hmm.
But at any rate, in this underground facility, turns out it's a prison with one inmate and literally just one guy there to keep an eye on said inmate. And the inmate, in case it weren't obvious, is Blackfire, Corey's sister.
Who has the same weakness as Superman, a red light.
Well, in Superman's case, it's the red light is supposed to be like a red sun.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a red light.
Red lights of the specific wavelength of or whatever inhibits Tamaranian powers. And well, the guy is just so happy to finally have somebody. The guy keeping an eye on her, literally just some dweeb in a lab coat.
And what looked like a Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah, I mean the guy is literally by himself down there.
Who's gonna trust
What the fuck does it matter?
I mean,
So,
gee.
we're going to keep you locked up here, and for your personal pleasure, this humongous jar of lotion the size of your body.
I'm pretty sure he's been staring at Blackfire a little bit.
Do not shtup the Tamaranian. Death by snoo snoo.
Yes, no. Snoo will get you killed.
Yep. Well, he,
It's gotta be more
Corey
than
wants to
fresh
talk to her
noodles.
sister, so the guy lets her go into the prison cell, turns off the red light for whatever reasons, and Corey and her sister have a talk. Neither of them is really happy to see the other one, and Blackfire basically accuses her sister of never standing up for her.
I'm
Just-
broken
No,
because
I
of
mean,
you.
Jeez, the problem is Blackfire just causes trouble to no one.
Mm-hmm.
You killed the fucking family.
And she points out that like she and Star had gotten in trouble together, and their parents punished Blackfire worse. And it's just like, yeah, because you're the one doing worse things, and you don't apologize for it, and you keep mouthing off to them. Of course, you're going to get punished worse. It's just what I'm thinking. It's like if there are two of you, you've both done a bad thing, but one of you is contrite and apologizes for it, and the other one is still being a fucking asshole. The fucking asshole's going to get punished worse.
Oh yeah. I mean, did you ever see that Macaulay Culkin movie, The Good Son?
Yeah.
Where's the belt?
He needed more than a belt in that movie.
Well, I can think of he needed a belt, but not necessarily to whip him with. Just
Well, I mean,
Well, I mean, he
Kinda
did
got
get
it.
he did get the classic sudden stop.
yeah, it's not the fall that'll kill you. It's the sudden stop at the end. But
Gravity's a bitch.
well,
gravity, man, it's not just a good idea. It's the law.
I am the law.
But no, we're not talking about Judge Dredd here. but he did impose the law on Mama.
Why?
Because it's an awesome
We were talking
movie.
about Dredd off mic earlier. But at any rate, back to Titans. So Star and Blackfire have a bit of a fight in the middle of the cell, which Starfire has
That's like natural for them.
Yep.
I mean, literally, these two cannot coexist.
Starfire wins. She walks out of the cell.
I love how they do the dad logic in this.
Okay,
It's-
go ahead.
The guard's like, we need to stop this. The dad logic in this is, no, Lauren, just let it go. Let it go through.
They need to get this out of their system.
no, they're doing it. It's like what Christopher Titus's dad used to say. No, wait.
I'm getting free entertainment out of this, especially that poor guy. girl-on-girl fight.
Give me the lotion!
Where are my tissues?
I was waiting for you to make that joke. And when they're talking to him later, the guy basically says, "Yeah, the thing is designed to hold her for forever, basically. Even after
what was that door just says you're free."
Yeah, basically.
After 10,000 years, I'm free.
It's not a dumpster. Excuse me, trash can with a diamond on top. Or ruby, whatever the hell it was.
But, well, Starfire's ready to leave, but then she sort of stops and thinks about it. It's just sort of like, she's an asshole, but she's still my sister. So she busts her out of there.
See, I kind of
the guard still tries to talk her down. It's like, she is property of the U.S. government. I'm like, that's probably the worst thing you could say in that scenario.
I kind of felt bad for Blackfire on that one.
Yeah.
Because they really sat there and said, this is meant to hold her even if we're not there. That means that woman is going to literally be there alone, slowly starving to death, if she can die that way.
Yeah. I mean, he's right. I've had the same basic thought. It's like, do you have some sort of system set up to feed her if you're not there?
Well,
Every time she's hungry, she hits the certain button on the door.
I mean, now that I really think about it, I don't think I've ever actually seen Starfire eat in, like, Teen Titans, like the cartoons.
Well,
yeah, she does. She ate all the nasty
need,
stuff.
They don't need to eat that much at all to satisfy their hunger. So, like, a nibble of a piece of bread is enough to fill her for almost like a month.
So she's a snake.
Yeah,
Oh, she's my wife. Well, she eats like one bite of chicken nuggets and she's full.
And then you eat the leftovers.
I eat the other 20. Yes, I understand. I'm the pit.
Sure, that's the term I was going to use.
But anyway,
it's the only term.
Garbage disposal, maybe?
that means they eat anything and everything. That's not true. But no, like I said, I felt a little bad for Blackfire on that.
Yeah, so they leave with Blackfire, and Starfire basically says, you can either get in the car and leave with us, or you can, or you're on your own. But there's going to be people coming soon, so, and yeah, she gets in the car, and I'm like, that's going to come back and bite you in the ass, but
God, just come on now. You're dealing with a sister that wiped the family out, tortured most of the population.
Well, we don't know exactly what this incarnation of Blackfire did. We know she killed their parents, but the rest of that we don't know for certain.
Well, she barbecued the boyfriend.
The boyfriend, yes, she did mention the boyfriend a few times, and I'm just like, this is not going to go well for you.
I love how this happens.
Yeah, Road can literally fall asleep in mid sentence.
I love when he does that. He's like, I know what.
Yeah, he was talking. I interrupted him, and it's like the moment I interrupted him, he switched off.
Autopilot on.
Activate. I'm still here. Trust me. Yes, and when I'm saying, what?
So, if over the course of this thing, you happen to hear any brief little snores,
Or someone choking.
that's that's Road. But then we had episode 5, Lazarus. When we saw the title Lazarus, you, Road, started freaking out because there were two possibilities.
You have the Lazarus Pit,
Which
I thought was that.
Which was my theory, yes.
or you had Lazarus Creed. Lazarus Creed is a psycho, but
Amongst all the other psychos that are in the DC universe?
yeah, amongst the other psychos. But his thing is, he takes a version of the Venom. It's a very toned down one because his heart can't take it. But he turned it into a aerosol that he breathes, and unfortunately, because he took it one time, it's damaged his lungs, so he has to permanently use it now. I was hoping to see him in here. We didn't get either one, but we have a variation of...
No, that was the Lazarus Pit. He actually sat there and said that Ra's al Ghul had a small pit, small enough that Bruce did not know about it.
Let's rewind back to talk about the episode, which gives us a little bit,
it makes you not feel so bad about Bruce Wayne. He's still a dick, but he's not as bad as dicks we thought.
He tried to make amends, but he had the worst fucking timing.
His timing was so awful, and
even when you try to help, you fuck things up.
He utterly destroyed any hope in this.
Mm-hmm.
Even though Jason Todd's still an asshole.
Dick Grayson in the previous episode had gone to, Jonathan, Crane suddenly got targeted by the Red Hood in Arkham. Some orderly tried to shank him, and so the Gotham PD decided they were going to move him to a more secure facility at Blackgate because that's going to be a safe place for him. But Dick Grayson then decides he's going to intercept the transfer of custody at Arkham by beating up the guards in full view of security cameras.
Every camera in the world needed to see this.
Well, my thing is, I guess it's because he didn't have his backup suit in the No, he had his backup suit somewhere because he had it at the cabin.
Unless their backup suit was already at the cabin.
So his backup suit was his backup suit at the cabin.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, but he loads Crane into his car, which is a Maserati. It's not like that's
He's in the spot.
Yeah,
again.
It's like
how are you
Dick?
not
You knew
trained by that man
back in
to
season
be inconspicuous?
Oh yeah,
except
here we go.
We just watched in season 1. He swapped cars, because he was driving around in a Porsche with Starfire, and then he swapped it for a minivan. He swapped it for a minivan.
That we are here.
Oh, I thought you were going to go.
This time it's like, oh, they won't recognize me.
I thought you were going to go with the whole Starfire. You're wanted by the police. Let me park you in front of the police station.
Well, there was that too. when Dick Grayson parked in front of a police station in the middle of bumfuck Ohio or wherever it was, because he needs to go inside to get some information, and she wants to come in with him. And he says, "You're wanted by the police. I'm a cop. I'm more inconspicuous going in here." And I'm like, "You're still leaving her in the car in front of a police station. It's not like she's exactly somebody that is inconspicuous in her own right."
Again,
with the
magenta
magenta hair and the
Ra's al Ghul never called him detective.
Very, very obvious why he never called him detective. But, my whole point was that Dick knows that if you're going to do something and there are people that are likely to track you, you should probably ditch a very conspicuous car like a Porsche. Right. We saw that back in season 1, but here he's in a Maserati. Granted, it's like a black Maserati, which is, black.
It's black a Maserati.
But it's still a Maserati. And sure enough, when they spot him on the security cameras, she calls him up and basically says, "Turn your car around, bring Crane back, and I'll pretend that this didn't, and I can make this go away." And he's like, "Gotta go," and just hangs up on her. And so she immediately puts out an APB on him. It's like, Dick, what the fuck did you think was gonna happen?
I will kick his ass.
Well,
and no one will know it was me.
And what he does is he lays a trap at a cabin in the woods somewhere. In an isolated place. Yeah, that's surely going to go very well for you. But
cabin in the woods always works.
And
well, I mean, it works well to stop Thor.
Oh God. Okay, it's been a while since I've seen any of the MCU movies. What?
Cabin in the Woods. Remember Thor?
Oh!
It stopped Thor. It was a scene captured the words, the character, Chris
Hemsworth's character literally hit like an invisible wall when he was trying to jump over this like huge gap, thinking he could make it.
And what do you know? This one had an invisible wall too, because it was a safe house of sorts that Bruce had where he trains the Robins, and it had like motion sensors and stuff around the perimeter.
And the Predator was there apparently because he had exact trapping like Predator.
Oh yeah, as he's unlocking the chain gates, Crane gets out of the car and makes a run for it, and Dick does just lifts his head because he can hear this happen, just shakes his head and finishes unlocking it. And Crane then gets caught by a net and yoinked up into the trees. As soon as that happened, I was like, saw that coming. But yeah, they have like a little talk of sorts where Dick talks about the training that he underwent when he went out into the middle of the woods by himself late at night, killed a wolf with his bare hands. Well, bare hands on a big ass knife.
That was a big knife too.
Very big knife.
I think
not as big as yours, Rode. I've seen that knife of yours.
That was Terminator knife.
That was Crocodile Dundee sized knife.
No.
Well, that's not a knife. That's a knife. Everyone's favorite scene in that movie. But then the motion sensor gets tripped, and so Dick's like, "All right, company's coming. Time to get you dressed in your finest."
No.
And literally, what it is he just put Crane in Dick's clothes, in his parka and everything, while he put on his Nightwing suit. As Red Hood is lining up a shot on who he thinks is Dick, and then when the lights go out, when he flips a switch, he spins around and we have a fight between Nightwing and Red Hood. And Red Hood's doing all gun kata shit like he's in the movie Equilibrium.
That's why I hate you two.
Have you studied under the new law?
Are you a Gramaton cleric?
Are you a cleric now?
That's why I hate YouTube. Because just sitting there, look at YouTube, them not search up Titans at all. First thing pops up, Nightwing versus Red Hood. Live action. God damn it.
But, I mean, we knew that there was going to be a fight between those two.
I was kind of hoping for more of an end fight.
There's still time.
True.
But the two of them basically are fighting one another to a standstill. Jason does get a brief upper hand by setting off a flashbang in his face.
Ooh.
But by this point, the Gotham PD have tracked them to this place in the woods. Or really, they just tracked it to where he turned off the road in the Maserati, and one of the cops is just sort of like, there's nothing out there. And Barbara just takes one look at it and is just like, I'm going to need a helicopter. Because she knows.
I know exactly what's in there. It's a cabin in the woods. Let's go, guys.
Cabin in the woods. Uh-oh. We need to get there.
But
No good sign.
But then she basically has the sharpshooter in the helicopter take the shot because he thinks he has it. Nope, doesn't have it. Ends up clipping Robin's wing. Yes, I made the pun. But and Red Hood gets away. Crane had that does look, Zeke has just pulled up a clip from Titan Season 1 in Episode 5, the liquor store clerk. Does look a lot like the woman in the GCPD.
Who has always helped Barbara Gordon.
But Red Hood and Crane get away. And yes, it is straight up confirmed that the two of them are working together. Like I suspected was the case. But it's not until Episode 5 that we get the the details on how the whole thing happened. Because it flashes back to like 3 months prior when Jason's having nightmares in Wayne Manor.
Yeah, Jason's having his nightmares of having his ass kicked by
Deathstroke.
I mean, come on, kid. Everyone gets their ass kicked by Deathstroke. It's kind of his thing.
The only person that Deathstroke has literally struggled with was Batman. He somehow kicked Superman and Wonder Woman and Green Lantern's asses. He fought like the entire.
That's sort of what he does.
He literally fought the entire Justice League. Who does he struggle with? Batman.
But and Bruce is concerned over the recurring nightmares that Jason is having, and suggests that he wants him to see a therapist. And he specifically mentions Dr. Leslie Tompkins, well-known character from the Batman comics. Zeke did not quite remember her. The name was
like
familiar,
I said,
but
I'm not the comic book. I'm the cartoon guy.
right.
They're
And
the
she
comic
was in the
book.
comic, and she was in the cartoon.
Yeah, she was the nice old lady who kept going to the gravesite with Bruce.
Yep. And Jason doesn't want to do it, and so Bruce says, "Okay, you're benched. No more Robin until you see her, until she signs off on it," because he basically says she does know what we do.
So don't worry, she knows how to keep her mouth shut.
Yeah.
So what is it? The confidentiality.
Doctor-patient.
Yeah.
Privilege. Yeah. Jason still doesn't want to do it, but we see him because he said as he was getting ready to leave, he was going to go meet somebody in town, and he has like a would-be girlfriend, a girl named Molly, who is
Pretty much the same Molly as...
Jesus Christ!
What?
It's not I'm sorry.
Road, yeah,
You're
Road,
the best
Road was
person
starting
to
to
do
doze
this.
off right
You
there.
heal.
And
You
immediately
heal.
comes out and starts talking.
He's snoring, and he stops snoring to pick up a sentence that we're talking about. Jesus Christ!
It's one reason why Road is a little bit scary.
Are you sure you're not
This
bothered?
is military training. You're supposed to be able to wake up and go straight into your whatever duty you need.
Are
to
you
have.
sure?
I actually do that.
Are you
You guys
sure you're
never
not
saw
part of the
Major
nuclear
Payne?
family?
No.
Where he was sleeping with his eyes open.
No.
Literally, he was sleeping with his eyes open, and they're like, "Are you sure he's asleep?" He's like, "Yeah, sure. Look at this. Hey, turd sniffer. Go back your face. See, nothing. He's literally just laying there staring at the ceiling when he's asleep. He's like, the special ops guys are trained to sleep with their eyes open.
Anyway, and Molly is when Jason meets with her, she's trying to post some stuff online.
Missing children posters. And
People that
they
have been
an
abducted
idea.
by somebody who has connections to the Joker.
Yeah. And she knows where he is. And of course,
But she points out that one in particular, a boy named Diego Martinez, as she puts it, he's brown and poor. The police won't do anything.
right. And of course,
Welcome to policing in America.
Jason Todd is like, okay, you know what? I got this. I'm Jason Todd. Well, you're Jason Todd right up until that gun comes out.
Yeah.
Your chin.
Because the two of them, because he has her take him to where the guy hangs out, and the guy is basically grooming a girl by giving her booze, and it's just sort of like, I like it when you smile. I can introduce you to a guy who can make you smile all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
Wow.
alarm bells should be ringing right now, girl. You live in Gotham. When a guy is talking about a guy that can make you smile all the time,
That's not a
you
good
should
thing.
be running. But, yeah, Jason and Molly walk up, and he's trying to be all tough guy, macho to this guy, and the guy glares at him and is just sort of like, you have not done enough time to look at me like that. And Jason's just like, you don't know anything about me. And Molly is now starting to get a bit weirded out, and it's just like, let's just go. And the second Jason turns back to the guy, there's already a gun right at his throat.
See, all that training, and you let the guy get the drop on you. Shame.
This is why Bruce didn't want to let you be Robin anymore.
You know,
Yeah, he was overcome with fear. So
And the guy kicks his ass. Just literally beats him down, and pistol whips him, kicks him a few times, and then just leaves. And Jason's pissed because he was made to look weak in front of his girl. And so he snaps at her like it's her fault that any of this happened. And meanwhile, I'm just looking at this like, asshole.
I swore I started hearing WWF chants behind me.
Yeah, asshole. But, and when he goes to see Dr. Tompkins, well, the first meeting doesn't go very well. He's standoffish, as you'd expect from a asshole like Jason Todd. Until he glances over and sees a picture of her, I guess, at med school or whatever. And there in the picture is Jonathan Crane. And suddenly, Jason's a lot more intrigued. And he, then asks her if she knew him. She's very immediately uncomfortable. And it comes out that he exposed her to his fear gas. And she is then pushed into describing it as like the closest thing you can get to hell while you're still alive. Well, the second meeting goes a little bit better. They do some word association stuff, and she basically is trying to give him validation, with that if you want to be Robin, that's okay, but just like you don't, but it's okay to be afraid. It's like just because you feel fear doesn't mean you're broken, or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's a good line. That's a good therapist right there. And then he's picked up by Bruce Wayne in his Ferrari because
Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, and he just sort of has to show off that it's like I have fuck you money.
What's your superpower? I'm rich.
Yeah, exactly. It's like in the Nolan verse. He's driving around in a Lamborghini, and not just a Lamborghini Murcielago. And Murcielago means bat in Spanish. Well, when I found that out, I'm like, you're not even trying to be subtle, are you?
It's like, what was it in Batman Begins when he bought the restaurant
Yeah.
they were in because his two Russian dates started like stripping down and going to like the little like.
Uh-huh. So that's not the pool.
It's I'm buying this hotel. And we're introducing a few new rules about the pool area. But.
Because what was it that Alfred said to him when he asked him, was like, so what does Bruce Wayne do? And he says, well, he spends money.
Yeah.
He buys things that you technically shouldn't be buying.
He is literally playing the rich idiot with no day job.
Yeah.
But back to Titans, and Bruce takes them to Crime Alley.
Yes. The nicest part of Gotham.
Yeah. And
I would say for Gotham, it doesn't look as rugged as it should.
I still say the perfect way that Gotham has ever been portrayed was in the Tim Burton Batman films. Like, it's got that gothic look to it. It looks like it's out of time. Like, you don't know what year it is.
It looks like it's an old, ancient city, but...
Like, the cars look like they're from the 40s. Mm-hmm. And then
I did like the whole anachronism stew.
The city of the future.
Yeah.
Well, I mean... they had something of that in the Gotham TV series as well. Like, there was a mishmash of technology and everything, so you really couldn't tell what time period it was supposed to be set in. But, anyway, in Crime Alley, Bruce is just sort of like, he admits that he's, he's been calling Jason son. And Jason is clearly resonating with this. As soon as that first time he called him son, Jason was like pleasantly surprised by it, and I'm just like, daddy issues. Daddy
that's when I had asked
issues.
the question. I was like, Jason is an orphan, right? Like,
yes.
He was like abandoned.
Yep.
Well, no, because he had said in like when he was meeting with Dr. Tompkins that his mother was a smackhead, and his dad had beat her or whatever.
Beat her to death.
And then killed himself. So
he said that his dad was killed by Two-Face.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he has no parents. It's very.
So he's got a lot of pent up anger issues.
Mm-hmm. And well, yeah, Bruce basically admits that he's it's been wrong of him to sort of try to groom him into another Robin, and basically it's like, I want you to stop being Robin, but I don't want you to stop being my son. But by this
I
point,
think his words were, "You don't have to wear the suit to be my son."
that's what it was. And Jason, by this point, he had admitted to Tompkins that being Robin helps him feel free. It gives him makes him feel like there's his life has some purpose. And
God,
now
where have we heard this before?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, wasn't that Terry McGinnis?
I don't know. Was it? It's been a while since I've seen Batman Beyond.
That was
Yeah.
definitely Terry McGinnis and Return of the Joker.
Well, no, I think it was Bruce that told Terry at the end of the movie, it's not. It's
something you said. It's not the suit that makes you a better man. It's you make the better man. Because remember
I forget what the exact line
because
is.
When Bruce Wayne said, 'cause Joe came back and he goes, I want the suit back because I don't want you to face him. And he goes, I've done so many bad things in my life. This is my chance to redeem myself. It makes me a better person. And that's when, at the end of the movie, it's when he said, "You being Batman, oh God, what was that phrase?"
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
About
I'm trying to look it up right now.
It's one of those phrases that when you hear, like, God damn.
That's a great line.
Let's see who can pull it first, you or me. But continue, Olds. Entertain the crowd. Why is it?
Yeah, but basically, Bruce has like the worst timing with this because he's like taking away the one thing that makes Jason happy.
Right, and Jason had just talked about how being Robin helps him to feel like he's free, and you're taking away his freedom. And right off the bat, he's like, "When did you talk to her? Why did you talk to her?" He's like, no, this is my decision.
I found the quote. It's not Batman that makes you worthwhile. It's the other way around.
Yep.
And I was like, that is a great line. And it was old Bruce saying it as he was going in to see Tim Drake for the first time after the two had split. It's just like, oh man. It was in the movie. Okay, so the bundle included it. Okay. Yeah. And it was after that. Well, and Jason, hearing this coming from Bruce, immediately assumes that Dr. Tompkins had talked to him about it, and Bruce is denying it. He's just like, "No, I did not talk to her. This is entirely my decision." And he doesn't believe it, and he calls up Tompkins and accuses her of being a liar, and then storms into Arkham Asylum to meet Dr. Crane.
Oh yeah, let's play a word game. Liar.
Yeah. And well, he basically wants Crane to make an anti-fear gas, a gas to remove fear.
I don't want to feel anything while I'm hopping around buildings.
And
sure, here you go.
And Crane's just like, what do I get out of this? And Jason thinks and goes, information? And Crane's like, okay, yeah, because he by this point has deduced that he has some sort of connection to Batman because Jason holds up a canister of fear gas that he had taken from Batman's trophy case. And Crane sees it and knows exactly where it came from. And it's just like, and he basically is like, I want to know everything. I want to know everything about this guy, about Batman. And so he gives him the formula. And then we get a little montage of Jason being Walter White. And they even made the joke later when after he came up with like anti-fear toxin version 1 and came back to Crane, and Crane's just sort of like, get you an RV and you could have your own TV show. And I was just like, yep, they went there. And well, then they basically start making plans to do the thing, and then we get to see him dose up on the fear gas, go after the Joker, get his head caved in by a crowbar.
Oh, it got a lot more than caved in.
Oh yeah, because we got to see his corpse when the guard took him took him out of the morgue and took him down to the secret Lazarus pit underneath Arkham.
Man, his face was messed up.
Oh yeah, it was gruesome.
His entire
jaw and everything was gone.
Yeah, especially he had no bottom lip anymore.
No.
Everything, all of his teeth were exposed from the crowbar hits.
I almost feel like after he was finished bashing him, so he wasn't moving anymore, just took the end of the thing and just gashed it like a Glasgow smile into his face.
I believe that.
But then he gets tipped into a Lazarus pit, and then he wakes up on a slab in the condemned wing of Arkham, where Dr. Crane is waiting, gives him a new version of the anti-fear gas
that he had made for him.
Mm-hmm. And basically it's just sort of we're going to give this town what it needs, a good solid dose of fear and terror.
See, that brings up a old phrase that a lot of druggies like to say: don't use your own products. Problem with that with serial killers and bad men is that products usually have something that make you more addicted to it.
Like Venom.
Mm-hmm.
Well, is Bane addicted to the Venom toxin?
I think he did have an addiction to it in the comics.
Because I remember
in
in Batman Beyond when it showed Old Man Bane and he was hooked up to basically a life support machine.
Yeah, well, that's because the stuff had ravaged his system. It's you can do all the drugs in the world, but there's a toll for that. Even if you get clean, the toll has still been paid.
Is the toll? You look like Ozzy Osbourne?
That's.
I was gonna go for Keith Richards.
Who does more drugs?
Yes.
Probably Keith Richards.
Keith Richards has done every drug on Earth.
So was Ozzy.
God.
Yes, but when the nukes finally drop, the only things that are going to be left alive are the cockroaches, Keith Richards.
So we need to leave this to be a better war for Keith Richards.
No, we need to not do that. But then we got to see Jason's first stint as Red Hood when he goes after the guy that was kidnapping kids, and basically is terrifying him in a darkened alley with some strobe lights and some ninja moves.
Yeah,
Gets the guy to empty his clip, and then it's just you're going to tell all your friends about me. And the guy's like, yeah, sure. Who are you? And then he just shoots him. He's like, never mind, I'll tell them myself.
You know what? I'll deliver the message myself. I don't need you anymore.
Well, and then we got to see him. He found the kid that Molly had been looking for, Diego, and he breaks into Molly's apartment because that's always a great way to impress your would-be girlfriend. And delivers Diego, and he's still wearing the Red Hood outfit. And she, he's like, I would never hurt you, Molly. And she immediately knows that it's him.
It's like, you're the same height as him. But didn't he get his ass kicked with Joker? Nah, it can't be the same guy.
No, nobody knows that the second Robin was Jason Todd.
They just said, oh yeah, that's right. They just said...
They just knew that it was Robin that had gotten his head caved in. But...
I'm surprised they didn't have one curiosity cop go, who is this? Oh, some kid I don't know.
Well, facial recognition would have been a lot more difficult after Joker was done with him.
That's kind of like the episode of Justice League.
when Luther swaps bodies with Flash.
He's like, now to see who this person's real identity is, takes the mask off and goes,
I have no idea who this is.
And it was Wally.
Yeah, but Luther doesn't know who Wally West is.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm sure after that Luther tried to make it a point to try to memorize as many faces as he could. Just in case he had the opportunity to do this sort of thing again. And Luther's one of the few people I think that could probably pull it off.
Yeah.
But he tries to reassure Molly. It's just I'm going to give this city what it needs. It's going to get worse before it gets better. and then he leaves, and I'm just like, yeah, she's not exactly gonna thank you for what you're gonna do, bud.
So he's gonna pay. See, owes us a debt. It's gonna pay up now.
Yep, and yeah, it's just like now they're trying to. It's like after he pulled a couple terrorist acts and killed Hawk. Now you want to try to make him into an anti-hero. Now you want to make him an anti-hero. No, doesn't work that way.
Still asshole.
Yeah, well, never stop being an asshole.
So do you think they're going to introduce Arsenal at some point in time? And they're going to become the Outlaws?
Oh, you have to go back and rewatch the beginning of the binge.
Well, re-listen to the first half of this binge because Road was very much like he wants Arsenal.
I want Arsenal. We need Arsenal versus Red Hood, and both of them just fucking on the floor, face first, like always.
In a pool of
totally in a pool of their own blood, unable to move, and yet
sort of like,
still trying to get up and beat each other.
Because they're both just like, I ain't heard no bell.
Right. And they, again, two halves of the same coin. The anti-hero and the hero who has absolutely no limits. And it's just like...
Yeah.
They can't exist in the same area.
If you put them in the same vicinity, they've got to start beating the shit out of each other.
See, I've been sitting here thinking about this more in two parts now. We've seen how fucked up Bruce Wayne is. I want to see what Supes looks like in this universe. Because they did name drop him multiple times.
Yeah, and then there was the line that Bruce had where he said, "I have a conference call with Metropolis." And as soon as he said that, I'm like, "You're talking with Supes, aren't you?" It's just like I could totally see him saying it like that because he doesn't really want to mention him by name or whatever.
And then the second thing is I'm thinking about what kind of villains I would like to see in this. And there's two I want to see come to life. First one, I want to see Clayface.
See, but I don't really want them to just grab any old DC villain and throw them in there.
But the thing with Clayface is he's able to manipulate the way he looks.
Yeah.
Interesting piece. It'd be interesting to see.
Yeah, possibly. But at the same time, I don't want more Bat Family villains to show up necessarily.
But they're in Gotham. It has to be.
Not necessarily. They handled Joker pretty well. They didn't show his face. You heard some laughter, and then Bruce kills him. Allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah. We didn't really see a whole lot of.
Unless I see a fucking body go into a cremation chamber and get burned to cinders.
Well, unless they decide to.
He's not dead.
Unless they decide to do Rude's favorite story, The Three Jokers.
Rhodes, the Three Joker story.
No, because if that's the case, I know exactly who I would want to see as the original Joker.
Who?
Richard Brake.
Ooh.
Watch 31, the Rob Zombie film 31, and he's practically the Joker in that movie.
But Richard Brake's just a great actor in the first place. Yeah, he'd be great as
yeah, remember him in Mandalorian?
Mandalorian. He also had a brief role in Kingsman.
Yeah, he was the interrogator, I think.
Yeah, the one that tied them to the railroad tracks. Because I was just watching some clips of that movie the other day, and when that scene came up, I'm like, holy shit, that's Richard Brake.
He was also one of the Nazis in Hannibal Rising.
Okay. I never saw that one.
Oh, it's a good film.
Okay.
And the second one I want to see is Mad Hatter.
Mad Hatter would be an interesting one.
I'm sorry, but if they're going to bring in Mad Hatter as his henchman, because as far as I know, he's never teamed up with these guys, he needs to be with Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Yeah. I can see that. Maybe not actually call them that, but it's like two goons that are both just sort of like wide body.
Yeah.
Bald, and wide body.
Typical build. I'm here. I'm Wall. I'm punched.
Kind of like the Minions in. No, not those Minions. Not those Minions.
Wait a minute.
in what was it? The Spirit. There was that.
Oh, I know what you're talking
Spirit.
about.
Yeah, those Minions.
Didn't one of
We're here to stand and get punched. Thank you.
God, that was a horrible movie.
It was a horrible movie, but for some reason I like those goofy ass villains. It's minions.
I mean, but you gotta remember, those villains were your typical 1950s flair.
Yeah.
Oh, Maxie Zeus.
Oh.
They could have him as just a casino owner.
Casino owner or just some sort of corporate asshole.
But that's basically what he is he owns a casino.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas it's like Penguin owns a nightclub that happens to have a casino inside of it.
Yeah. I mean,
Gasburg Lounge.
Yeah, they don't necessarily have to go for the more outlandish Bat villains.
Yeah.
You know, some of the
more grounded ones.
But Mad Hatter is one that could really fuck with the Titans.
I know one that they've never put in that I'd like to see, but it's not going to happen.
What?
The Phantasm.
Oh, the Phantasm. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's because the Phantasm was basically exclusive to the animated series. No, what?
They brought him back in the comics.
Oh, they did.
They brought him back in the comics, and they brought her back in Justice League Unlimited.
Huh.
She was supposed to kill Terry McGinnis' family first, before the Jokers did.
Interesting. I never got into the Justice League Unlimited cartoon that much.
The last episode where they started doing when they find out that Terry McGinnis is
actually a Batman clone, more or less.
He's his son.
Yeah, that's what I
like actual.
And
yeah, I know.
They were like, you had the genes, now we just had to give you the tragic backstory. And it's like, when she went to go do it, she stopped because Bruce would not want this.
But the person who is telling Terry all this is Amanda Waller. Oh, that's another person they could bring in for this show.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that'd be amazing.
The wall would be perfect.
Like, could you imagine Amanda Waller, the character, in this show?
Oh,
a little bit, yeah.
She would be probably the most evil bitch in the entire series.
Now, granted, I would also like to see, like, they don't have to be, like, the full-on characters. Catwoman, Selena Kyle. She doesn't have to be Catwoman. She could just be Selena Kyle.
Except they already showed the Catwoman stuff in the trophy case.
Right.
Her like, goggles and her whip.
Yeah. But who's to say that, you know, I think she is younger than Bruce.
Yes, she is.
I don't know what the actual age gap is between the two of them, but, I mean, it could be, they could have it to where it's kind of like Dark Knight Returns, Selena Kyle, where she's got her escort service. Because, yeah, that's where Joker found her, drugged her, and then dressed her like Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
He's like, you've gotten old.
No.
But I could see Penguin getting introduced, like in like nightclub owner, information broker form.
Toy maker.
Toy man?
Toy man. Yeah, again.
That was Soupsville, wasn't it?
Well, he was also in Dark Knight Returns, where he was the one who gave Joker the filters for his nose when they used the Joker gas on the nighttime show.
Oh, yeah.
Where he told him, he's like, don't breathe through your mouth. Just breathe through your nose normally. And this will filter the gas out. And he built, like, the two little, like, Chucky doll-looking toys. And they were the ones that spread the gas. I could definitely see that character in this.
Yeah. But, yeah, it was a good couple of episodes, and now I'm just like, okay, what is Crane's end goal here? It can't just be to try to make like an evil vigilante vigilante that he controls.
He's going to put fear toxins in the water.
This isn't Cesar Romero Joker here.
No, he's thinking of Batman Begins. That's what Ra's al Ghul was doing with the fear toxin.
He dumped all the fear toxin into the water and just needed to vaporize it.
Because it was because it couldn't be absorbed just through like the bloodstream. It had to be specifically absorbed through the lungs to trigger the reaction. And I just remember thinking, if the microwave emitter that you're taking along that train
not this whole
is powerful enough to just basically vaporize all of the water in the city, it's also going to be vaporizing people.
Oh, you didn't go that route. I remember people arguing, wait, this was your brilliant plan, and it's been in the water for many, many months. Why hasn't no one been affected by it when they boil it to make tea or coffee?
There's that too.
I want to make some raw manures. Oh my God, why my manures come to life?
Yeah. I mean, that's another fair point that I hadn't actually considered, but yeah. Yeah. But, comic book logic. You're not supposed to think that much about this sort of thing. But for a Batman movie that was trying to give us a more grounded in reality approach, maybe you should have thought about that a little bit. But Titans was a good couple of episodes, and I'm very curious to see where things are going to go from here.
I love how it's getting...
Yeah, I try to wrap things up, and we keep coming back.
I'm thinking about this in the aspect of... So when we did Star Wars, I was the fresh eyes, the person who wasn't really deep into it. And I'm like, okay, cool, enjoying this. Now we got you for DC stuff. You're like, okay, I want to watch more.
Yeah. Well, I literally joined you guys for those first 3 episodes just so I could get a look at this show. And yeah, it hooked me in those 3 episodes.
So after you get done with the first 2 seasons, are you going to get started on Doom Patrol?
Probably.
Let me know when you do that, because I gotta play catch up on that one.
Okay.
I got 2 seasons to watch.
So, do you think that we're going to break Cyborg off of Doom Patrol and bring him into Titans?
I'm honestly hoping that they do, just because I want to see this universe's Cyborg and Beast Boy interact with each other. It's kind of when you and I were doing the Snyder Cut for Justice League, where you said that you're not used to a brooding Cyborg, and I said, well, if you think about it, the reason why he isn't a brooding character, technically he does suffer from depression because of his condition, and the person who always brings him out of it and cheers him up and whatever is Beast Boy. So I said that
DCCU Cyborg doesn't have that.
Exactly, he doesn't have that character to essentially cheer him up and whatever. Granted, yeah, he has Flash, but
I was about to say Flash could probably fulfill the role.
Yeah, but I know people have their mixed feelings about Ezra Miller as the Flash.
Yeah.
But if they're to ever bring Beast Boy in, yeah, definitely. But yeah, like I said, I would love to see Cyborg and Beast Boy in this universe interacting.
Yep. So as it stands now, Blackfire is free. I'm sure that's fine.
Oh yeah, nothing bad will come from that.
I just don't get why they don't show him in a spaceship and get the fuck off my planet.
It's like, alright,
no spaceship necessary. Starfire will just literally kick her ass into space. Literally just boot and send her flying.
Can't they breathe in space? Kind of like what Superman... Well, Superman doesn't really need to breathe anyway, so he just lives off sunlight.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But, it's not sure where things are going to go from here. Crane has some other end game in mind, and Red Hood is literally just a tool that he is literally just a mad dog that he keeps on a drug leash.
No, you've been a good boy.
You do things, and there's a treat in this for you. Literally.
I wonder what that
hands him a little aerosol thing.
He doesn't hand him. He puts it in there, make him lean into that shit.
Oh yeah. I was just like, getting real inky vibes off that.
The first time I saw him using the inhaler, I was like, is he using slow-mo from Dredd?
Well, the slow-mo from Dredd didn't have the little gas mask thing on it. It was literally just like an inhaler.
It really was just an inhaler, but I had to make the joke. Anyways.
Yeah, I know.
But here's the question. What do you think is going to happen between Dick and Barbara now that he's been shot by the police?
Well, I mean, things were already bad in the relationship between the Titans and the cops. This isn't really affecting things one way or the other. I don't know.
I'm waiting for it because I'm waiting for the conversation where I was like, well, you got the bank robbery away. You shot me.
And then she'll point out, you stole a prisoner from us.
Just so you could find Red Hood.
And where is Red Hood?
I had him until you shot me.
Like, I had him right where I want him, and then your sniper decided to shoot me.
It's going to be one of those situations where it's like, you both have valid points, but if you'd stop yelling at each other for like 5 seconds, you might actually be able to find some common ground and work this out. But, of course, poor communication kills.
And so it's being shot!
Yeah, well, he only got hit in the arm, and
there's a couple layers of armor.
There's a couple layers of Kevlar and stuff involved. But yeah, a good couple of episodes. Looking forward to 2 weeks from now when we do another couple of episodes.
Yeah.
But I think that's about it, unless anybody has anything else they want to add or ask.
Nope.
Nope.
All right.
Bring on Arsenal. Bring on Arsenal.
But yeah, that's going to
Bring
wrap
back
up.
Ravager.
That's it for this edition of the Herocast. So for Zeke, Chris, and The Road, I am Jay, and we will see you in 2 weeks.
Thanks for listening to the Bored to Death Bingecast. Be sure to check out our library of past podcasts via CKCC Radio or via our YouTube channel, and give us a like and subscribe. We'll see you after our next binge.